Today we will be discussing how to configure a group policy management. So before you create a group policy management, so check first if you have installed the group policy feature. So to check, you just go to the server manager dashboard, then add roles and feature, then click next. Then check for the group policy management. If it is installed or checked, so you can start with creating a group policy. If not, you can install this feature. So we will cancel since it's already installed, and we can now explore the group policy management. So in group policy management, so by default, so you will see the group policy management. And then you have here the forest, which is the root directory. So our root directory is winroot.net. So within the root directory, so it has domain, sites, group policy monitoring, and group policy results. So there can be 2 or more domains or 2 or more sites which can apply different group policies. So winroot.net. So under this, we have domains. So we only have created only one domain, but we can create 2 or more domains in our server. So within winroot.net, so we have already created organizational units. Within organizational units, there are groups of computers, users, and groups. So we have what we call default domain policy, which is applicable to all users, groups, and underlying computers and organizational unit. So the group policy, you click the default domain policy to navigate or edit the group policy management console. So in the default domain policy or group policy management console, so we have the scope, the location where the policy is being applied, and who are the groups or the users that will implement this policy. So by default, all the authenticated users will implement the default domain policy. So details, so here we have there the domain, the date and time created and modified, and other details about the policy. Under settings, so the settings is divided into 2 category: computer configuration and user configuration. So we can configure the settings for the users and the computer. But it is a good practice to apply the settings or policy for computers so that all users using the computers will implement the policies. So the computer and user configuration has these 3 options: policies, Windows settings, and security settings. So in this example, various policies was already implemented in the default domain policy. So we are applying account policies, password policy, and password history. So you need to use 10 password before you can reuse the previous password. And maximum password age is 30 days. So meaning that you can replace or change the password after 30 days. So some of the companies enable this so that every 30 days, the users need to change their username password. So you can modify the policies. So by right clicking and then on the policy, then choose edit. Then you will be prompted with the group policy management editor. So here you can specify the settings computer configuration policies. Under the policy, so you have three options: software settings, Windows settings, administrative templates. For the software settings, so you have an option for software installation policies. For the Windows settings, so you have the options for scripts and startup codes, deployed printers, security settings, policy-based QoS. And for administrative templates, so you have control panel, network, printer, system, and Windows components and all settings. And for preference, you have also the options for Windows settings and control panel settings. Now in this default domain policy, so we have specified password policies wherein yan password history, which could be 10 days. So we can 10 password history before you can reuse the previous password. So we can modify this. And if you want to know more about the policy, so you go to explain and you can read the information about the policy. And maximum password age, so that is 30 days. So every 30 days, the users need to change their password. So you can modify those. And here, define the policy, password can be changed after 1 day. So the user can change a password after 1 day. Password length, so this is 7 characters. So you can modify this if you want to make it more complicated or to make it simpler. Password must meet the complexity, so meaning combination of letters, small and big letters, characters, special characters, and numbers. So that is enabled. Account lockout policy. So in this example, the accounts will be locked for 30 minutes. Yan. And the account will be blocked or will be locked after 5 invalid logon attempts. And so account can be reset after 30 minutes. So these are some of the policies, but there are thousands of policies that can be implemented both on users and computers and on different aspects. Yeah. So we have here different options. So there are thousands of configuration and policies that you can implement on computers, groups, or users. Okay, so in this example, so we have account lockout policy. We have account policies, Kerberos policy. So these are the default configuration for all that is applicable for all our users and computers. Okay, so you can modify this, you can modify and add more settings on this configuration. So you'll just go to settings and you can edit the settings. But for now, so these are the default settings or policies that are applied to our organizational units, users, and computers. Now, we will create a group policy for our main branch. So main branch has the accounting office. So we would like the accounting office to be more secure since their files are confidential and important. So to prevent unauthorized use or access of files and computers, so we will create a group policy that will lock the screen after 5 minutes of inactivity. So you go to main branch. And so we will apply this policy to main branch accounting office. So you go to main branch, then right click, then an option will display. So create a GPO in this domain and link it here. So we will call this main screen lockout GPO. Okay, then choose OK. Then you click this. You click and then the group policy management console will appear. So after that, then you can modify the scope. So delete authenticated users since we would like this policy to be applicable only to admin or accounting department. So you type accounting, then check means. Okay, so look for accounting, Main Route, Manila, branch. Okay, next, so the details, so the settings. So as we can see, there is no settings applied or implemented here. So we will click computer configuration. So we will apply the changes to computer so that any user that using the computer will automatically implement the policy. So go to computer configuration, policy, then Windows settings. Under Windows settings, security settings, local policies, security options. Then under security option, choose interactive log on machine interactivity limit. Yan. So the interactivity limit. So the computer will automatically run the screensaver after the time limit we have specified. So we will specify or define the policy setting which the computer will lock after 5 minutes. So we must give the number of seconds. So 5 minutes is 300 seconds. Then apply. Okay. Okay, now we will check. So let us refresh. So here you will see the local policy, security, others, interactive log on, machine interactivity limit of 300 seconds. So after 300 seconds or 5 minutes, the computer will automatically lock and a screensaver will display. So that's it. We were able to navigate and explore the group policy management, console settings, scope details, delegation, and configuration. And we were able to create group policy management for screen lockout policy for accounting department.